Hey, welcome to Chaos Break. I'm Amy. So glad that you are joining me today. Today we're going to talk about my reaches and Rut Rohs, or favorites and fails kind of thing for March. And yeah, I want to see what I was reaching for, what I was loving, what I was maybe not loving so much. Sit back, take a break with me. So, if you've seen this series or video before, monthly kind of favorites video on our channel, what I've been trying to do is pull out different makeup every month to use for that month. That way I don't have a tendency to get in like my drawers, stashes, whatever. Don't have a ton of that, but I do have some little plastic organizers that hold makeup, and I try to keep it organized. But what happens for me, and I've said this before, is throughout the month I'll buy new stuff, or get stuff in subscription boxes, or remember something, be like, oh, I really want that eyeshadow palette or that blush. And before the month's over with, I end up with my desk looking like it looks right now. Like, I feel like I can't even put my arms down. So I failed this month. I did not do very good at sticking to what I pulled, and I've just decided that it was frustrating, and that's just not gonna, I'm just gonna function in a mess, because apparently that's what I like. Not my ideal thing, but I don't want to feel frustrated. Makeup is fun for me, and I want it to continue to be fun. And when I feel like I'm forcing myself to stick to those things, even if I like those things, I like to use different things a lot. So I don't feel like I'm forcing myself to do that. So I will kind of try to still use this as switching out my makeup and using different things every month, but I'm not going to care so much about making sure I use those specific things that I pulled so I can review them. I will just simply use what I want to use and what seems fun to me, and I will come back and talk about the things that stood out, or that I really liked, or that I really didn't care for. Okay, hopefully I can stop trying to explain how I'm going to do this video, but just trying to find a way that works for me. I was trying to do it as kind of like a shop my stash / reviewing things at the end of the month and talking about what my favorite things were for the month, but I think we're just gonna stick to what were my favorite things overall, or maybe not so favorite. Okay, I've rambled. We're gonna get going. So out of the things that I really use this month, if I only used it for a little while, I might like it, but I don't know enough about it to be like, yes, I love this. So I'm not going to talk about those, but I want to talk about the things that I was really using quite a bit this month. So editing Amy here, I'm about to show you a palette from BH Cosmetics, and I am also about to call it the Opalescent Palette from Bad Habit. I was just editing a video that had a Bad Habit palette in it, and I don't even know what I was thinking. But there you go. This is the Opalescent palette from BH Cosmetics. And the first thing that comes to mind is the Opalescent palette from Bad Habit. I did do a video using this. I'll try to link that below. But I absolutely love this. This is perfect for me. There's not a ton of deep colors. I would say it's more to the lighter tone, kind of medium tone shades. But I reach for this so much because I could get so many different, at least slightly different looks from this. And they were all easy, everyday, wearable kind of things. So I absolutely loved this. And the formula was really good too. This is my first BH Cosmetics palette. So I really, really liked this. We'll stick in eyeshadow for a minute. I've talked about these before, so I won't talk about them a lot. These are the little I Heart Revolution little donut palettes. I have the yellow, which is maple glazed, the pink, which is raspberry icing. These are $7, and I think they are great formula, compact. I love the little mirrors in them, and I think that it'd be perfect for if you're just going away for a day, especially like the yellow one, because you can get pretty neutral, simple look with that if you wanted to. great for taking with you on like a day trip or a weekend away. So I really enjoyed these this month. I was so excited. This is one of the things I actually had pulled for the month. This is the Fun Size HG palette from Rut Rohs. I did this as an add-on for Ipsy, and I don't know if this is still available. I'll do swatches of this really quick because I played with it a couple times when I first got it. When did I get this? I think I got this in January's Ipsy. But I was so excited when I pulled it to really get into this month because I've been curious about Rut Rohs' formula and figured this would be a fun way to kind of get to know the formula a little more and see if it's something that I like. And I really do. The mattes feel super soft. I don't notice fallout with these. Everything's nicely, oops, that was the wrong finger. Nicely pigmented. Like I have no complaints, and I really do enjoy the formula and the way these perform on the eyes. This is, again, I don't think this one's available, so I hate talking about it, but this, again, would be a great little palette that you could easily take with you somewhere. Very warm, kind of pinky tones in it, but you could get some softer neutral looks. There's a nice gold shade. I may have swatched these on my channel before, but this is what they look like, and I really like this formula. I was kind of looking at some of Rut Rohs' palettes, and there's not one, at least at this point, that was really like, I really want that one. But it's definitely something that I would pick up if there was a color story that came out, or consider at least picking up, if there was a color story that came out that really intrigued me. Intrigued me? Okay. That just didn't sound right. So I do know that they're a little pricier, but really liked the formula. Last up for eyeshadow, I had bought these, I think, after the holidays. These are from Laura Geller. There was, oh, I have them sitting out. So this was a little set, but I pulled this Sunday Fun Day one, because again, we are going to take a couple little trips probably this summer, and looking for things that I would enjoy using that aren't huge, and like something like this I wouldn't be so attached to as I would like a bigger palette or something like that. And this does have, each of them have 4 eyeshadows, a blush, and a highlight. And this is probably my favorite out of the 3. I don't think these are available anymore, so I hate talking about them. But assuming that a brand would have similar formula across the board, I'll talk about it. So this is the Friday one. This is pretty, but you only get one matte in here, and so this is the only matte, so that's kind of the drawback of that one for me. These are small enough to where you could probably bring them all with you and it wouldn't be such a big deal. And then the Saturday one, I don't know, I'm just not such a big fan of the color story in this one, but it's okay. Alright, so the Sunday one is what I tried several times for easy everyday looks this month. The blush and highlight are a little powdery, but they're okay. Like I don't know if you can see the kick up in there, but the highlight's kind of that dry formula, but I do think it shows up. It's not super blinding or anything like that, but it is nice. The eyeshadows, you can get quick, simple, neutral looks with them. And this shimmer in here, I love the way it feels. It's this one here. It's called Tantalizing Taupe. It's a gorgeous color, and it is something that I could just throw in my eyes for every day. So I think this would be something that I could definitely see me taking with me for just like a day or two away. I think for me, if I was going to be gone for more than a day or two, I'd probably want something else, but this would be great to throw in the bag, and I like it, but I wouldn't be sad if it broke. Okie dokie. I made quite a big dent. Got some major pan on this. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Set and Smooth setting powder. I do have the shade Natural Beige. I do believe there's a translucent of this too, but I like this. It's a good color for me. And this also works well for under my eyes, especially if I bought a concealer that's too light of a color. I have mentioned this before, so I won't talk about it a ton. This Flower Beauty, this is the Shimmer and Strobe Highlighting Palette. Minus the fact that the more and more I think about it, I really do wish that it was just this big. Like, just cut out the brush part, make it this big, and I would 100% love it. But this doesn't need to be there. So, I absolutely love these. I've been using them a ton. Great colors, all three of them. All three shades work for me. The darkest one I would have to go in a little bit light-handed, but they are gorgeous, and I highly, highly would recommend this. I think this is normally about just under $14. I did catch it on sale, and I got it for under $10. It was like $9 something. So, and that was at Ulta, but I highly, highly recommend. Okay, I'm going to kind of jump in the middle here and talk about a couple products that I didn't love so much. This is the Ulta Beauty Hydrating Face Primer, mineral oil free and paraben free, coconut water for hydration. I just think I got this in a little like sample bag thing. So it does feel hydrating. I just don't feel like it does a lot for me. I don't have super dry skin. My hands are super dry. My face is not. I know that it does dry down, but for me, even when it would dry down, like even just, I don't know, it feels greasy kind of. I'm just not a big fan of that feeling. I mean, you won't be able to really tell much of a difference. It did hydrate the back of my hand a little bit. I don't think it's super hydrating, in my opinion, but the worst part for me, other than the fact that I don't really see a difference too much with it, is that it smells like coconut crayons. That's all I can think of when I smell it. It smells like coconut crayons. So I didn't really care for this. The other thing, again, from Ulta Beauty, is this face highlighting color stick. And this might be more so a me thing, because I think it's gorgeous. The one that I have is in the shade Pixie Dust. So there it is, kind of swatched on my hand. It's a great shade. It blends out nice. But when I put this on my face, I've been trying to do it like before I powder, because it is kind of more of that cream formula. When I go to try to blend it out, whether I do it with my fingers or a sponge or a brush, I've tried multiple ways, it ends up moving my foundation. Now granted, pretty sure I use the same foundation with it every time, if not almost every. And so maybe a different foundation it would work better with, or applying it in a different way. So I do still want to play with this a little bit, just because I do think it's really pretty, but I gotta figure out how to blend it out without my foundation moving. So that for right now is kind of meh, but I do think it's pretty. A lip product that I really liked this month is the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit, the High Shine Lipsticks. I have the shade Chick Got Real on my lips right now. I enjoy this color. I also have it in the shade Petal Poison. I love the packaging on this one. I think it's super cute. These are, I think, right around $5. And I think these are super comfortable. I don't think that they're super long-lasting, really. But they are more of a glossy consistency. Kind of more like if I had to pick something, like a pigmented gloss. But I don't have issues with them moving outside of my lips, and I just find that they're really, really comfortable to wear. And that's more important to me than something lasting for a really long time most days. So there's the two shades that I have. This more, one on the bottom is the Petal Poison, and the other one is Chick Got Real, which is what I'm wearing today. So for $5, definitely really enjoyed that formula. I haven't tried, I think these are the only two that I have. There might be one more kind of mixed in this mess somewhere. But I haven't tried a super deep shade. So I'd be curious to know if you have. Do you find that that's kind of trying to move outside your lips? Do you have issues with that, with the deeper shades if you've tried these? I like these, but I don't know about the deeper shades. I bought, I think I still have the box. Let's see if I can reach it. From Ulta, this glow up kit. Has a bunch of different stuff in it. I haven't used a lot of it yet, but I have been using from Julep this Boost Your Radiance Reparative Rose Hip Seed Facial Oil. It's just this little guy here. I really like this. I feel like I've been putting it on in the mornings, like after moisturizer has sunk in and been on my face for a little bit. I will just put a little drop of this in my hand and kind of pat it onto my face. Let that sit for a while before I go in with primer. And I do feel like I definitely notice a difference in texture a little bit. And also I think my makeup just sets better with this being down or on my face before makeup. So I've been really, really enjoying this. I do believe this has, you know, obviously rose hip seed oil, but rose hip seed oil, but also vitamin, is it E? And then bergamot oil, which I like the smell of bergamot oil. Maybe not everybody does, but something about this combination also has, I mean, it doesn't smell good. Like I wouldn't want to wear it as a perfume, but I feel like it has kind of a calming scent to it. And it's not anything strong that you're going to smell throughout the day. At least I don't. So I have two primers that I've been trying out this month quite regularly. So I have the No Problem Primer from Touch and Soul. I did get this in my BoxyCharm for February. And I like this primer. So I have pretty normal skin, so I don't generally need something that's super hydrating, but I have been getting more into a little bit more of like the glowy skin. So that is one thing I will say about this that I think is nice. It does have kind of that silicone slip type feel on your skin, but it does feel more hydrating than a normal like pore filling type primer. At least the ones that I have tried. I definitely think this is on the more hydrating side. So I know sometimes if I have a dry spot on my face or something, the more pore filling type primers don't help to smooth that out. Sometimes I feel like they can help, they kind of accentuate that or cling to that, and then your foundation sits funny on it. So if you have dry skin, I feel like this is a better pore filling primer than most that I've tried. And it's not drugstore price. It's kind of more in the middle. I think this was about $18. So this primer is from Catrice, and I really, really like this. It is their Aquafresh Hydro Primer. So it's the Fresh It Up primer. I have talked about this a little bit before, but the more I've used it, the more I do enjoy it. It kind of has that cream to water consistency, but I feel like this just sits on my skin so nicely and kind of smooths it out and moisturizes it. But what I will say, I think if you have super dry skin, I don't know if this would be enough, or I would definitely say that you'd probably need to make sure that your skin is moisturized well, maybe with a facial oil or something like that before you put that on, just because it's enough hydration for my skin and my skin isn't dry. Okay, last for this month, I've been using the, gosh, did I talk about this? Did I talk about this last month? I hope not. Oh man, my months are blurring together. I don't think I did. Maybe the matte one. This is the Flower Beauty Seal the Deal Hydrating Setting Spray. This is the dewy finish one. I've said this before. I have the matte version of this too, and I really like the misters on these. Probably won't be able to see it, but they are super fine. This one, I like the smell of better than the matte one, I do believe. But this works really well. I don't notice any crazy dewy illumination from this, but I think it helps to melt makeup together for sure. I don't very often see a difference in my foundation lasting longer because of setting sprays, so I don't, maybe a little bit, but definitely think it helps to kind of melt the makeup together and give a little bit of a glow to the skin. So if you have drier skin, maybe pairing things like, you know, if you want to try to, if you're on a budget, especially sticking to more of the drugstore prices, like, you know, a hydrating primer and a hydrating setting spray might be a good thing for your dry skin, but my skin's pretty normal. If anything, it does lean a little bit dry, but not often and usually just in spots. So that was my March favorites and a couple little fails. I would love to know down below, what were you absolutely loving and maybe what were you not loving? And if you're going to tell us something that you maybe weren't the biggest fan of that you tried this month, make sure to let us know what your skin type is like, because that gives, you know, different things work different on different skin types. So, alright, I hope you have a really great day. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so before you go. We would be so grateful to have you join us, and I hope that you have a really great day. Bye!